So this post may be a little long, but I promise you'll want to hear the end. So I've been cleaning today out in the community where I grew up in as a child, and we lived with my grandparents. And this just reminded me of this story a long time ago that my grandmother told me. She lived way out at the top of a hill, the top of a mountain in this little community. There's only one grocery store, one convenience store. It had everything, you know. Everybody knew everybody. There may have been 100 people in the community. And she was at her house one day, and she, keep in mind, she was a very good, God-fearing Christian woman. The best I'd ever seen in my life. Always tried to live right. Always, in everything. And she said that she was in her house. It was during the summer. And she was in her house. She was cooking lunch. And she cooked like fried chicken and potatoes, vegetables, every meal. You know, cooked everything. And she said that her screen door was locked and her door was open. And that's how they used to do everything. And back then, you know, they didn't even lock their doors. Well, she said she was in the kitchen and turned around and there was a man standing at her door. And she said his appearance caught her off guard, you know, it kind of scared her. And she just backed up and said, "Can I help you?" And he said, you know, he was very rough looking. And she said there was just something about him that was not right, you know, not right. And everybody knew everybody. And she definitely knew that he was not from around there. And she said that he asked her if he could have some food because he was very hungry, and that he was working for the people who were fixing the road. They were putting in a 2-lane road. That's how long ago this was, putting in a 2-lane road beside her house. And he gave her the name of the people that he was working for, and she knew them. So she thought, okay. And she said, "Yes, I'll bring you a plate. Just stay out there." So she packed a pile of fried chicken and potatoes and green beans and tomatoes and cucumbers, you know, all the good stuff. And she handed it to him at the door, and she, you know, immediately shut it behind her, and he sat down to eat. And he said, "Thank you so much. God bless you." And she turned around, went to the kitchen, and turned around and came back, and he was gone. The plate was there. The plate was empty, but he was gone. And the way that her house was, she could have seen if anybody had come and gone. You know, it's a big expanse. There's no way he could have gone without somebody seeing him. So the next day, she was talking to some friends and these people that supposedly were fixing the road. And she asked if anyone had seen him, and she was hoping he was okay because he just disappeared from her house. And they said, "Faye, we don't know anybody like that. We haven't seen anybody like that around here." And she said, "Are you sure? He said he was working with you guys fixing the road." And they said, "No, these are the people right here." And they named them all, and everybody knows everybody. And she knew every single one of the ones they listed. And he said, "I don't know who that was, but that's not one of ours." And she said immediately she felt it was like God told her she just had an experience with an angel, one of God's angels. And being out here made me think of all that. And this was such a pure place. You know, it's one of those places that you wish still existed. And that's, a lot of people forget that angels really are in the world, and that you never know when somebody needs help if you're actually helping one of God's angels. And so when you see anybody that needs help, it doesn't matter how you can help them. If it's however little or however big, you know, help them. You never know when God is testing you and putting an angel in your path.